Hello guys, how's it going? Screezilla here, I hope you're all well. So the latest patch for World of Tanks has just released on the Asia server. I play on the Asia server because, well, I live in Australia and that's kind of my region, so I'm stuck down there unfortunately. Oh, how I wish I was on the EU server. Anyway, today I'm driving the Wasp, or the WASP. The German artillery. It's tier 3. Pretty cool little artillery tank. And, well, artillery's changed quite a bit recently. So, you've now got this alternate view for your firing position, where you can actually see directly your line of sight, but you also get your top-down view, which makes a huge difference. Artillery damage has been nerfed a fair bit. You no longer do as much damage, but you still do a fair amount, as you will see. The biggest thing though is there's now a stun mechanic in the game. So the stun mechanic is pretty cool. It's basically you'll hit a tank and, well, if you hit them, the crew's stunned, knocks them around and takes them out the action for a little bit. But it also damages part of their tank. You know, you might damage part of the tank, you may damage the track or something like that, take them out that way. When they're stunned, when the track's down, things like that, you will gain extra XP for other people damaging them, because you've effectively stopped them from being able to move. So as you see here, I'm trying to get a shot off. This was actually my very first game since the change. And as you can see, you still get a fair bit of damage with RT. On light tanks, you're still going to do a fair amount of damage. You also get this handy-dandy placement. So you saw there with the ring, just showing that we're going to shoot in that spot. And the whole team can see that. Well, our team can see that. So they know that you're going to artillery in that area, so they won't drive into it. Makes it a lot easier for RT players. So, let's talk a little bit on the Wasp. The Wasp has a 10.5cm gun, 105mm gun. Yeah, that's right. Pretty big gun, basically. It's pure artillery. It carries around about 40 rounds. Has a 6-cylinder Maybach engine. Reasonably a good little tank. It's got no armour. Well, it's got armour, but it's bugger all armour. The main thing for this is your artillery, and it's got a good time to spot, and generally is a pretty good tank to use. Now just there, I actually hit the back of that Panzer and caused some damage to some of the parts. Also, it seems that if you hit something, sometimes you can sort of spot them a little bit. Not sure how that one worked, but yeah, apparently I got a spot for him somehow. Now this guy here is coming towards me and I'm in a dangerous position here. So I switched to the other view and I fluffed my shot, that first shot, as you saw. But now I'm going to wait in this bush and then switch to that view again, and it's a bit like aiming with a tank normally in World of Tanks, apart from your with artillery view. So it's a lot easier to fire at something at this distance, say. And what we'll do is we will shotgun this Skoda, like so. And yeah, it makes artillery life a lot more interesting and a lot easier, basically. So I got 2 kills so far. And this, as I said, this was my first game, so I'm pretty chuffed with that. Now, there's a IGO Chiro somewhere around this area, so it's going to be coming probably to our cap area. We've got some light tanks left. We've got 5 light tanks and 2 artillery pieces left in the game. And there's the light tank coming to get us, and it's a cruiser. So I switch to the other view again, line up my shot, and I get the kill on him. Bit of a cheeky kill, but I get the kill. And well, that's the game. yeah. So what we'll do now is I'll just quickly load up a second game that I had in artillery since the latest patch. Enjoy the wonderful blank screen of blankness. There we go. So with these changes, it's made a real difference to artillery gameplay. A, it's a lot more interesting, but B, it's made it more strategic. In this game, I'm the only artillery on our team. So there's only one artillery each side, but also the matchmaker's been changed as well. So you get a set amount of people, like you won't have constant, 20 heavy tanks on one team and 20 tank destroyers on the other. They're pretty much balanced out now, which is really good. Now again, I'm in an artillery tank. This one has a movable turret, which is pretty handy. It's the Panzer SZFL1V5B, typical German markings. Basically it's based off, I think it's the Panzer III chassis, with a open top and a big feck-off gun on it. I think again it's a 105 centimeter, that would be fair enough, a 105 millimeter gun on it. So a big old dirt gun on it. Not the biggest, but fair enough. The good thing about it is because you've got that movable turret, you can actually, your aiming's not too bad in it. Now when you move the tank fully, your aim time goes up. So I'm going to hide in a bush here, get positioned, and start trying to offer support. So this is my second game since the artillery change. And as you see, I've not got a huge range here, but I can get to this side of the map to keep our boys and girls safe. Over towards K. And we're not able to help there, but there's a DW2 over here, a heavy Panzer, and he's sitting nice in an open spot there for me. So I send off a shot, and well, apparently it does nothing, but it was a direct hit. So that's caused his crew to be shaken, and probably done some damage to him as well. Now, I may not have done actual damage to the tank, but I will have damaged his parts of the tank, like the tracks or his engine, things like that, which are all very important. Now, this game's pretty even at the moment, although we are down one more tank than them. We're currently 3-4. Now, another interesting thing is the consumables are now on a recharge, a bit like World of Warships. So down at the bottom you see how I've got the gears and the tank wheels. I've got a medical kit there and a fire extinguisher. They're now reusable. It used to be that you had to wait to use them. Direct hit on that M4. I take out a track on him and I damage him. Not a huge amount of damage, but I still damage him. The big thing now is every hit on that M4 that comes, I will now get bonus points for it. AMX 40 on the top there, who's going to get absolutely punished. And I've damaged the track, and now if people shoot him, I will get bonus experience for it. As you see, because I've got the track destroyed, I get experience still. So it's very handy. And take him out. So this mode does look very easy. I'm sure you're looking at this thinking, well, this doesn't look too hard. It's still a very challenging mode, artillery, because you have to position yourself, and you've also got a chance of missing. As you see there, my shot was off a tiny bit. Now, in this bloom here, where the circle is. The tighter the circle, the more accurate my shot is, but it's never 100% accurate with artillery. So you're never going to be able to snipe people. Now the game is turning here and we're having much better luck. But there's these two heavy tanks in this town that are causing a lot of trouble. So there's a KV-1 and there's another DW-2. So I'm going to try and get some damage on this guy and hopefully get it so I can shake up his crew, take out his track, damage him. So he uses his repair, gets out the way, starts reversing, of course. Now he's moving around a little bit, but not too much. So again, I do some damage to him, but I also do critical damage. So I've damaged one of his modules. Don't know what I've damaged, but I've damaged something very vital for him. It could have been that I damaged his optics or something like that. Now here we see an issue. I can't actually aim at this KV-1. There's something blocking my round. So I can't get in a position to actually fire at him. So I have to hope he backs up. And I also can't spell either tonight, as well as not being able to speak. So this KV-1 is the last tank. So all our team are going to descend on this guy. Got a nice critical hit on him. Did some damage, which makes things easier for the rest of my team. And, well, he's going to get punished severely now. My round misses, but everybody else is picking away at him, like the seagulls in Finding Nemo. And that's the end of that match. So I think we'll do one more match. Again, through the beauty of editing, I could just make this look all nice and pretty. But because I'm a lazy prick, I can't bother doing that. So, the new artillery system has made a real big difference for me. It's made World of Tanks a lot more interesting to play. I really do love playing artillery. I find it very interesting. Mainly because I do enjoy artillery. As I said before, I'm a bit weird. I like bombers and I like artillery. And as always the professional, I'm going to be drinking here. Now, in all these matches, I've been making around about 20,000 silver coins, which is fair enough, really. Low tier, you don't make a huge amount, and I'm not running a premium account, so I'm not that rich. So now I'm in the Grilla, or the Gorilla, as some call it. This is one of the best arties in game, in my opinion. Absolutely love it. Very good on aiming, and it's got a really nice shot. And I had some friendly players because I was trying to work out how to do that artillery aiming thing, where you show where your round's going to go, because I couldn't figure it out because I couldn't find a button in my controls. So the other artillery on my team is very nice and let me know. So I'm going to move to position here, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to sort of move behind these bushes and just keep behind this ridgeline a little bit, just so I'm a little bit out of sight. Now I don't have sixth sense on my crews. You can get lots of different skills for your tank commanders, things like that, which make a big difference. One day I'll get them, but I'm too lazy to grind up everything. I just play for funsies, really. But with this new system, I'm probably going to play a little bit more, because artillery has become a lot more fun since the introduction of this, and you play a much more crucial role in the game. Whereas before, you tended to find that people didn't like artillery. They looked at you like bombers. Basically, oh my god, you are a noob if you don't win the game for them, and if you win the game for them, oh my god, you took away my kills, you are noob. There's no winning. Basically, you're hated no matter what you do. So, right here we have a VK36 heavy tank, and it's behind a building, so I can't really do much in this spot. However, this ARL-44 and then this KV-1 are coming through said building, so I fire off a shot, direct hit on that KV-1, and I stun his crew. With that little number above him, you can see his crew's stunned. Now, if the M4 on the team was paying attention, he could have pulled out there and taken some shots on that KV-1. Because what stunning does is it basically takes away their crew. It lowers the crew's ability by a big chunk, big portion, and it makes it harder to aim, it makes it harder to do everything. But like what I was saying in War Thunder, about War Thunder, if a stun mechanic were to come in. Now here we have a KV-2 and a Tiger 1 flanking them. So, fire on that KV-2, direct hit, stun the crew. This T-29 here is going to fight, well, pretty valiantly, but it's a bit of a hero's death he's going to have here. So you see the RT trying to tell this T-29 not to back up too much, you know, to try and keep away from the Tiger so we can actually hit it. Because, well, with them being there at the moment, very dangerous firing at that artillery. Firing at that Tiger. And, well, that T-29 is just beggars belief, really, sometimes. Did a good job, but yeah, didn't exactly do the best of jobs. So now we've got the Tiger 1 is dead, thankfully, but there is an ARL-44 around there. Big French heavy tank that could well be coming towards my position, but we have too much to look at the moment. There's a lot going on. So there's a T-67 there, American tank destroyer, firing at the Chaffee, but he's dead, so that's good news. And there's a few tanks in this position. There's this 88 here that's just on the corner here, so a bad sort of area for me to be shooting at, but I might be able to get a shot in if I'm lucky. And I'm lucky. So I get a shot, but I don't get a direct hit, but I stun him. So again, his crew are down a lot of points. It really makes a difference. And with this mechanic, it sort of, you can repair a stunned crew with the medical kit. So it's a bit like rock, paper, scissors. You have counteractions for things. Now, I'm focusing more on this area here and not moving forwards. I could move forwards a bit so I could take out their artillery, but I'm a bit worried about this heavy tank, this ARL-44. And I really want to take it out of the game because it's probably the most dangerous thing to me in that area. So I take a shot and there's no explosion, so that means I've hit, so that's good news. So hopefully I've done some damage to him. Now our Chaffee and the Crusader there are absolutely pulverising the enemy artillery. Like I said, it's a bit like rock, paper, scissors in the fact that, well, light tanks are there to deal with artillery. Artillery's there to deal with camping tanks. And camping tanks are there to deal with heavy tanks, you know, so you sort of, everything's there to deal with each other. But it was that artillery was very OP for a while. With the damage nerf, it means that artillery doesn't quite do as much damage, but you have more use. You're a bit more of a sort of utility class. A bit like a bard in D&D. So I take a pot shot at this GW Panther here, and I stun it at least, so that's something. And I was hoping that VK would kill it while it was stunned, so I'd get some extra points, but obviously he wasn't willing to help me out there. Says 88 is still doing a great job finding cover, getting in spots so he can't be hit by our artillery and things like that. Unfortunately, it's all about to change. He's taking a pounding now, and this SU-100 just decides to YOLO roll down the hill and take a shot in its back and put it out of its misery. And that's really the end of the game. There's 2 guerrillas left on their team, but they're out of my range, and we've got a couple of light tanks heading there, so by the time I move up to position and aim, I'm probably not going to hit them anyway. So yeah, this is new artillery in World of Tanks. I hope you enjoyed the video today, guys, and I will see you again soon. This is Screezilla out. Bye bye.